Okay, guys. So, another commentary. It's been a little bit since I've been able to record a commentary. Um, I guess this is going to be multi-layered, and I'll try to make it as minimal as possible. But I want to start off with this. Okay, this is going to drive a lot of people the wrong way, but I have to kind of like I have to bring attention to it because it's happening before our very eyes. You know what I mean? It's happening before like our eyes. And I mean this just goes to show that my intentions are that the intentions I have are, not disingenuous, that my intentions are sincere in this affair. But Neladu alayhi salatu salam, he said basically, Audu billahi minas shaitan rajim, ya mashara nisa'i tasad na fa'ina arait tukunna aktar ahlin nar. And basically what that translates to is that O gathering of women, give in charity, for I have seen you as the majority of people in hellfire. And so, you know, basically, they asked him, why is that, O Messenger of Allah, alayhi salatu salam? He said, alayhi salatu salam, said, Tuktirna la'anna wa takfunna asir ashira. And basically he said you curse others often and you are ungrateful for your livelihood. And then it says, i.e., illustrated example, your husbands who provide for you. And I wanted to say this that because of the simple fact that a man can no longer like have a legitimate source of income, and it be six figures even, and a modern woman will be happy with that sort of income, with his job profession. If he's like, for example, a landscaper who makes six figures, if he's like a longshoreman who makes like well over six figures, I think some longshoremen, like, I mean, if you're not careful with all the overtime they do, they're in the mills, like no cap at all. So, because of this, right? Um, the women don't like that. Modern women don't like your profession. You must be um, having a profession that shows yourself on social media so they in turn can show you off. And this is what I'm going to get into real quick on one of the things I want to talk about. So Lolo Jones, for you guys who don't know, is uh, uh, I believe, a two-time Olympian. Um, she ran the hurdles, the 100 hurdles. Um, and I guess one of her things in which she gained like recognition and notoriety is confessing that she is a virgin. And she told everybody, like she told the whole world that she's a virgin, right? That's what she said. Now, I came across this, and I don't feel sorry for her one bit. And I know that unfortunately there are some simps who do feel sorry. And no disrespect, but I find a lot of the African simps to be among Nigerians. I don't know what's up with y'all, like, but y'all kind of need to like wake up, smell the coffee. Now, this was what was said um in the tweet. Tonight, I blocked the guy I was talking to for 8 months. My heart just couldn't take it anymore. He gave me so many mixed signals. He would talk about marriage and kids, but then keep me in the friend zone. He would never make time to see me. My heart is so heavy. I'm so exhausted. Dating life, I'm so exhausted. Dating life, I have continually asked God to honor me with a godly man. I prayed for years and with many tears for God, please to allow me to find my husband. I even prayed if God didn't want me to be married to remove the desire from my heart. But as the years grow, I want to be married more and the desire to have a family of my own. And I just keep getting my heart broken. I get teased all the time because I won't have premarital sex. Guys will DM me that I'm old, I'm washed up, and I should just be put out already. So I'm just crying out, where are you, God? Your words say, John 14:14, if you ask me anything in my name, I will do it. I'm asking God to please honor my desire of my heart. Your word says two are better than one. I'm just asking God to honor my heart because faith is hurting right now. I'm tired of getting teased. I'm asking God, my Father, my protector, my provider, please show up and please honor me. Now, the thing is about her is that there were probably some willing guys that wanted to start families, wanted to marry her, wanted to take her serious, wanted to settle down with her. However, because she is on her holier than thou Christian tip, that takes a lot of guys back. And then also, what takes guys back is the simple fact that she wants a certain type of guy that does not want her. In the last video I did about the Filipina, about like the Filipina, and her breaking down like what's the better deal for a man. You know, the Filipina said that, you know, the age gap, you know, like 10 years older and even up to 20 years older is not really a big deal, you know, but unfortunately what the West makes it a big deal, right? The West makes it like something that many people here look down upon, right? Mostly modern women look down upon it, and then the beta ops who play for the other team look down upon it. Now, the thing is I'm pretty sure the dudes that she were after were highly established dudes. I'm pretty sure that you had to be in a certain tax bracket to mess with her because, you know, her being a professional athlete or a former professional athlete, you know, she's been around it. And I'm actually befuddled why she didn't just like date an athlete, like date like a fellow track athlete. I'm surprised, you know. It would work, you know. They share a common ground with track and field, right? But again, I think she's looking for a certain tax bracket. So the thing is those guys with the high those guys who are high earning, those guys who maybe are making like 7 figures, right? They're gonna want like a younger woman. And let's say even if they were gonna like um take her, invest time, energy, maybe even a marriage with her. They may say like, hey, I don't know how long this is gonna last because of the simple fact that, you're saying hi to 40. You know what I mean? And I kind of want I want like a fertile woman, you know? Now, here's some comments, and here goes a comment from a Nigerian, Ghanaian, Sierra Leonean simp. He said Lolo Jones made a decision to stay celibate till marriage due to her Christian faith, and the media has an obsession with perceiving her as strange for it. A part of her post was talking about this very thing, that men keep mocking her about her decision to be celibate. Well, the thing that this dude is missing out is that if the shoe was on the other foot, um, women would be mocking dudes who, let's say, are like going to be celibate until marriage. Like there will be women mocking dudes. There'll be women calling him gay. There'll be women saying something's wrong with you. There'll be women saying, "Oh, you're an incel." They'll be saying all of those things. You know what I mean? So, with that being said, um, it's just a matter of like, hey, it works both ways, bro. And that's what he seems not to understand. You know, it works both ways, man. Another comment from, I guess, a woman. I feel bad for Lolo Jones because she did everything right according to purity gospels. Save yourself from marriage and you will be rewarded with a man. Now those same men are making fun of her for being a virgin at 39. You are damned if you do and damned if you don't. Correction. Those same men, they're not the same men. That's the thing. They're not the same men. The men that she wants don't care about her. That's the thing. The men that she wants are not paying her any mind. They're looking for younger women. Okay? Uh Guys who are not on the intelligence side will be looking for sugar babies, right? But guys who have built themselves up, want to settle down, they'll be looking for a wife, and they're not going to look in her direction because there's going to be something that goes off. Okay, here's the thing: a guy is going to be like, well, you know, why in the hell is she still single this late in the game? And the thing is, they're probably going to be like, well, what's wrong with her and stuff like that. And then once they date her, they find out how demanding she is, probably. They find out how much of a pedestal she's on. And they find out all these different things. So they say, you know what, I'm cool on it. But the same doesn't work for a man. The thing is that as a man in the West, you've been vilified, you've been scrutinized, you've been put in the men ain't shit category, you've been hated. So if a man is single, like at a late period of the game, it's understandable because there's been a hate men campaign since the beginning, So with that being said, it's like, okay, well, it's understandable. However, it's not understandable with her. Now, here's something else I wanted to bring to your attention. Yeah, I know I'm not suggesting that you um do this. I'm not suggesting that you do this. I'm just saying that men are starting to wake up, and even with, unfortunately, that even in their awakening, that they will even sacrifice a marriage in order to even get a more traditional, more conducive woman. So right here, um, you know, it says, I want to spend the rest of my life with her. Father of two dumps his wife after falling for a Ukrainian refugee who came to live with them to escape Russian war. Now, here's the thing. Um, the refugee was 22 years old, and his wife, I believe, was 27 years old. One thing that Filipina said that really kind of like struck a nerve in the video, when you watch the video about the Filipina. Now, I know that commentary is hella long. I know it, and I'm sorry. I try to keep it as short as possible. But in that video, one thing that struck me, that what she said, is that when a woman is, like, for example, 2 years younger than you, 3 years younger than you, maybe even 4 years younger than you, then y'all are gonna have different life paths. Y'all are gonna have like a different like trajectory. So you guys may not be like, it's gonna be more difficult to be compatible with her. That's just gonna be the situation, right? So um I don't know what was going through this dude's head, but chances are, since this happened in the United Kingdom, and the United Kingdom has definitely been a victim of feminism for sure, by far. If I were to guess, this is me guessing, his wife was probably withholding sex. His wife was probably just nagging, complaining, being demanding. His wife was probably saying, "You're lucky you have me." His wife probably fell in that category. And so that's why when this Ukrainian refugee comes along, probably submissive, probably quiet, probably is on his program because she's a refugee, then he's probably never seen that before in his life. So he's like, you know what? You can't put a price on a peace of mind, so I'll leave my wife, no matter the cost. Keep in mind that dudes, in order for dudes to have a peace of mind, they will pay top dollar, to have that. Because the thing is it's been missing for so long in most of their marriages, that they're like, you know what, man, I have to just like take my L and basically pay the price. That's basically what they do. They pay the price. They say, hey, you know what? Um, it's better for me to have a peace of mind than it is for me to be in this. And I'm doing everything in my power to please the woman. And it goes back to the hadith, that I just read. And it to no avail. It doesn't work with her. So this is why he's probably thinking, well, you know what, F it. I'll just pay the price. That's what he's thinking. So let me see if I have the video. But here's what I was talking about. Let me see. I think I can just watch it from here. Hold on. Hold on just a second. Okay, yeah. Give me a second. Okay, here we go. So this woman talks about Jack Harlow, and again, it goes back to my point that like these like it's okay for example, it's okay for a white dude to do the bare minimum, right? But it's not okay for a black dude to do um quote unquote protect the black woman because of the simple fact, the black woman kind of just doesn't really have a liking to them. But let's hear what this woman has to say real quick.
Black women are a large part of the reason why Jack Harlow has blown up the way he has. They're a huge part of the fan base, and I think that this shows that the tides are kind of shifting a little bit. We want a rapper, we want to engage in rap music, but not one that makes us feel like shit. Graded. Maybe we want a man with a little bit of swag, but not one that makes us feel deprioritized over every other type of woman. We want to feel safe, and Jack Harlow is providing that safety. Black women are...
So the thing is that when you listen to like bobbleheads like we just listened to, never take advice from a woman in regards to what a woman wants. Black, for a large part, modern Western women, not just black women, just Western women in general, be it like Karen, be it like Maria, be it like just any Western minded woman who has been here for like, who was either A, born here, or B, let Western values consume her, by default does not want what she just said. She likes to be in danger. She likes to be like, hey, my boyfriend's a drug dealer. Like, she likes to have that title. My boyfriend does this, my boyfriend does that. Her boyfriend, Pookie, Ray Ray, Chad, Miguel, Tyrone, they don't have a pot to piss in, but she still takes him in because of the simple fact that, that's what she's attracted to. So when she says like Jack Harlow provides a space for protecting black women and that, we want someone with a little swag. I mean, the thing is, in essence, she's saying that like, with all due respect, this dude does rap music. Rap music is largely black, right? So where did he get his swag from? But there's one more video I want to look at. That just goes to show you that some women just talk just to hear themselves talk. But there's one more video I want to show you, and this goes to show you that women, like they just say things to say things, and sometimes it just sounds like the most dumbest stuff that you can hear. But let's listen to her.
So the semen retention, you said there's not enough information about. So where will people, because we have this no nut November type of situation, where obviously you're not supposed to, as a man, you're not supposed to ejaculate because it helps with productivity and things of that nature. Where would that come from then? Because I'd imagine that just doesn't come out of nowhere.
He's right though. He's right. I mean, if the thing is that if you are like, for example, if you're retaining your semen and you will have more energy towards other pursuits. It's just a matter of if you decide to use that energy towards those pursuits, right? So don't listen. He's absolutely right about that. But let's hear what this feminist masculine woman has to say. I'm just gonna say one thing too. You really have to protect your energy against these Western women. you really have to protect your energy against Western women, and you have to protect your energy against ops too, because they'll try to throw you off your pivot. They'll try to emasculate you because you're basically a man that they don't know how to be. You're basically cut from an old school cloth. And so in order for them to bring you down, they just try and say little subtle things to do it. And then this is why you have to protect yourself.
I mean, I have my personal opinions, so I can share those with you. I can't say that they are fact. I think.
So now here you go. She's sharing her personal opinion. She's not even sharing no like statistics or anything like that. She even just started off right off the back saying this is my personal opinion. It's not like a scientific opinion. It's not a spiritual opinion. It's basically just, oh, this is just what I think based off of my nafs. But let's continue.
If that's, have you ever heard of an incel?
Yeah.
You know where it comes from?
I don't know the history.
It's like chosen celibacy.
Okay, I mean, okay.
So when men start, because it's interesting to see the type of men who choose to do No Nut November and how much they hate women.
Not necessarily. Some, I mean, no nut doesn't necessarily mean that you're just sticking with no intercourse. That doesn't necessarily mean that. No nut can mean that, hey, you know, I'm gonna stop making knuckle babies. You know what I mean? Because I find myself doing it 5 times a day, 6 times a day, and it's very counterproductive to what I need to be doing. So that could be the case too. It doesn't necessarily mean he hates women. You know.
I've never thought about that ever.
Yeah,
I've never participated in it, but I'm saying that is really a thing.
But think about the people who really go hard on this, and then what their perspectives are on women, and what their gender ideologies are. And you start to be like, you could get in this really creepy rabbit hole of like, whoa.
I think that's tough to say, because I would argue that women.
Nah, you won't get into a rabbit hole. Because some, like, when you talk to someone who does semen retention, because at the end of the day, right, you're doing it not because you hate women. You're doing it for self-discipline. You're doing it for a higher purpose, usually. You're doing it because you know if you do it, it will affect you in different ways. It will affect your spirit. It will affect different things. So it has nothing to do with your hatred of women. You know, as I said before, she's talking to hear herself talk.
That always want to use sex toys and say, like, I don't need a man. We could argue and say they might hate
Who are
men.
those women?
We could say they might hate women.
And that's true. Let's listen to what he just said again.
Like, I don't need a man. We could argue. I think that's tough to say, because I would argue that women that always want to use sex toys and say, like, I don't need a man. We could argue and say they might.
Who are those women?
And that's a fact, because you will see, and it's just lurking on. Listen, lurking on these TikTok streets, you will see a lot of things, bro. When I lurked on the TikTok streets, right, you will see a woman say, you know, where's my vibrator? God, that's the only time I have something, right? So it's like, it's not far-fetched what he's talking about at all. It's not far-fetched, man. Seriously. But let's continue.
We could say they might hate men as well. You know what I mean? I'd rather have a toy. We could say they.
I think we should peel back layers to what type of relationship experiences and what type of trauma have those women experienced.
So here she goes in deflecting. Okay. Here she goes in deflection like a woman does, never taking account for women. Like all modern Western women, accountability is an Achilles heel. You know, that, like, let's just be honest. You know, that's their Achilles heel. So here she is not taking account, saying that, oh, you know what, past relationships they been in and stuff like that. Does using sex toys like like equal like having bad relationship experience? Like you just like are just gonna jump the gun that much and say that? But I digress.
I don't think we're asking the wrong question.
Right.
I know it.
Correction. We're asking the questions that you don't want to answer and the questions that you don't know how to answer. That's what we're asking.
And that's what makes it hard, because it's like, you know, as men, we always got to make the approach. I find it that a lot of females don't feel comfortable enough to even explain or express themselves on how they want to have sex, or past trauma, even probably being molested or stuff like that. So it's so hard for a man, because it's like you don't know how to bring it up. Then you hope if she brings it up. Then when we do bring it up, they might get offended. So it's just like,
Yes.
Not necessarily. I mean, like, to be honest with you, like, for example, I'll give you an example. Like, some women, like, I mean, if you have certain things, women are you're gonna be able to do things. Like, I'll give you just a real quick story. And I'm not by any way, okay, saying go fornicate. I'm not saying that, but it was during the World Cup. You know, met someone, you know, she started feeling on my abs. She was like, man, I like your abs. And it's like, if a girl like does that, they're letting you know what they want. You know, like that's just it. You know, that's the thing. They'll let you know. It's just that, like, they have to be attracted to you, like, and when I mean attracted to you, they have to be like, oh shit, like that kind of attraction. But let's continue.
it's a double-edged sword.
But that's why it's important for us to continue to have conversations just like these, because just like women have been molested, so have a lot of black men. And
But we don't have that room for to share those feelings with women being compassionate towards us.
That is the fucking problem. And that is why I'm saying these types of conversations have to continue, and why I got into the work that I do. It's not to...
And probably the work that she did probably led many people astray too, unfortunately.
teach people how to bust good ass nuts. It's to help heal our fucking community.
Yeah.
Because our inception...
That's what a lot of these pseudo activists say, that they're healing the black community, and they're just adding more mistrust to the black community. For example, Black Lives Matter. You see how that's ending up, right? You see how that's going, right? It's all crap.
in this nation is rooted in the exploitation of our bodies to produce more slave labor.
True.
Furthermore, you know, you look at the 19th century and the idea of where the big black cock comes from. It comes from a eugenicist out of France, or some French named mother trucker, talking about, well, they're anatomically different and black men are beasts because of our bodies. Black women's bodies were paraded around as these monstrosities. And if the black man is the beast, then the black woman can never be raped. And we have continued to perpetuate that ideology. Instead of sitting and saying, let's have some really hard conversations. Because do you know the amount of times in my work experience where, and I'm super grateful that men have felt comfortable telling me this. And like, I would never like...
Men don't feel comfortable telling her a single solitary thing. If I were you.
Confidentiality is key, and I would never be like, oh, you know what so-and-so said?
Right.
Yeah.
It breaks my heart. Because so many black men have experienced assault and have never told anyone. And then they somehow, you know, we've normalized it to be like, oh, no. You didn't get raped. You became a man. Because in certain communities, it's not at the hands of a man. It's at the hands of an older woman.
Right.
I mean, I worked at Spofford, and I've told this story, who had baby mamas in their late 20s, and they were 16.
Wow.
And they were like, I wasn't raped. I was like, sir, you produced a child at 13 years old. I wasn't raped. I've been fucking bitches way older than that for mad long. You was fucking.
Okay, that's enough of that. But I'm not denying that that stuff doesn't go on. I'm not denying that. But what I am saying is that like most of the time, like a dude, like I would say like a good like 75% of the time, a dude is gonna like be like, oh hell yeah, because they realize how hard it is to get like they realize how easy it is for a woman to get smashed versus for them to just like be like, yo, let's get on with it, you know. And so usually most of the time they're gonna be like, okay, cool, you know, I'm gonna be with it, you know, most of the time. I'm not denying that those things that she talked about don't happen, but it's just that like most of the time, like the 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 man is going to be complicit in doing those things. You know, he's not going to be like no. Like he's not going to do that. But anyhow, just more illusions, more illusions and delusions from modern Western women. And that's all I got for now. Foolish signing out. Leave your thoughts, leave your comments. Unjarama. Like and subscribe. Uh, you know, stay tuned. We're gonna have some good content on this page. In the comment section, you can also, um, you know, tap in. Also, you can email me, and if you want me to go over some like content or something like that, or if you want me to talk about a certain thing or a certain topic, um, you know, I'm speaking mostly to the subscribers, so I want to engage more. So if you want to, just email me. I'll leave my email in the description, and I can break down videos that you may find. Because in this, I want to say in this African Muslim Sigma space that I have created, this traditional African Muslim Sigma space that I have created, these things all apply. You know, all of these things that we're seeing apply to us, man. So if you see anything that you maybe I wasn't aware of, but you're aware of it, shoot it to my email. And that's all I got for now, guys. Foolish signing out. Unjaram.